Hello. In this video we'll talk about discussion boards, how to use them to engage your students, make them feel like they're part of the community, and help them to formalize their interactions with course material. Now, a lot of folks think of discussion boards as being unique to online classes. That's where we see this feature used most often, but there are a lot of reasons to use a graded discussion board even in a face-to-face class. For example, a graded discussion board in a face-to-face class, an actual assignment, will help open up the conversation. It'll help make students feel like they're part of a community that goes beyond just, say, perhaps those 50-minute class meetings 3 times a week. Makes them feel like this is part of their life. It also formalizes their interaction with course material. So those folks who maybe feel comfortable speaking in class are challenged to really formalize their ideas in a piece of writing, and also gives an opportunity to those who don't feel comfortable to be able to engage with their classmates and get that interaction that has been shown time and time again to promote learning. One thing everybody's required to have is a questions for the instructor board. Now, a lot of faculty members in a face-to-face class will put the questions for the instructor board up because it's required, and they'll tell their students about it, and it might get used, it might not get used, the instructor will check it. But there's one way, a strategy that you can use to turn the questions for the instructor board from just some added-on feature that's required to a powerful tool, community building tool in your classroom. And that strategy is simply by adding a subscription to the board. Now, what a discussion board subscription is basically just an email listserv kind of thing, where when someone posts to the board, a mass email gets sent. And the way you set it up is just by going into the options menu, click edit, scroll down to the forum settings for the subscriptions. Subscriptions are automatically turned off for most boards, so click allow members to subscribe. And I also recommend including the body of the post in the email. That way you get a sense of what the post is about before you click on the link to go and answer it. For example, you'll know whether it's a student's question to you or whether it's a student's answer to a previous question. And once you've chosen those options, just click submit, and we'll actually go into the forum to subscribe to it. So click on questions for the instructor. Now, I absolutely recommend an instructor to subscribe to this forum. You know, we always are looking for ways to demonstrate how hard we're working to serve our students, and a full questions for the instructor forum with quick responses is just one more way to do that. But the way that this board will really take off is to encourage students to subscribe to this board. That way they can have a real conversation that involves questions and answers about the course. They can engage with each other about these questions and even answer each other's questions. And we all know what a benefit that can be. I wanted to show you an example of what this looks like. So I set up a question in one of my active classes. The show we're looking at right now is an upcoming class. So I went ahead and posted a test question just so that we could use this for this demonstration, and you'll see the email that I got. Now, the author is me, but normally the student's name would be in there, and I have a link to reply, and I also have the text of the question. Now, once I read the text of the question, all I have to do is click this link, and if I'm logged into Blackboard, I'll automatically be taken to a window where I can respond. It's very simple, almost as simple as just responding to an email. I have learned that it's better to go ahead and copy and paste the original question into the response. Always use a positive tone when addressing the students' questions to make them feel like their question is welcome. I try to give it's not always easy, I try to give a simple answer to their question, one that's very clear. And then I'll click submit. And all users who are subscribed to that forum will then get an email where they can see both the question and the response. So if they had the same question, they'll get the answer. Or if they have a follow-up question, they can come into the board and ask that follow-up question. Now, at first, at the very beginning of the semester, I'll show you what this looked like. It can be a little intimidating because your inbox will be full. If you look down at the bottom here, at the beginning of our course, the course that started here January 11th, I had a ton of email all the way up through the beginning of February, and I was starting to think that maybe I had made the wrong decision for encouraging my students so much to subscribe to this board. But you can see where it really tapered off toward the beginning of February, and I really didn't have a lot of interaction here in this board throughout March. And so that's as students got comfortable with each other, they got most of their basic questions answered, and they had already built that community. If you take a look at the names, you have a number of students, probably about a good third of the class has participated in this board completely voluntarily, and now these are folks that are continuing, to really be engaged with one another. Okay, just a strategy I thought I'd share, and I wish you the best of luck with it.